Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Having a Human Experience, and today we are here with my great friend, Miss Tina Clark, and we're going to learn about her experience and kind of a shared experience, because you wouldn't know about, you wouldn't know it by looking at this beauty over here, but she's, got kind of a laundry list of shit going on. I mean, in a polite way.
That's the understatement of the century, yeah.
Yeah, she's a fellow person who has to deal with illnesses that you normally don't see, or you normally don't hear of, and that you can't see.
Yep.
And just kind of want to bring her on and get it from someone else's point of view on what it's like to deal with stuff like that, and just in general, hang out with my friend because I haven't seen her in a while.
No, COVID.
Yeah, because of COVID and all that. And so how you doing?
Not too bad actually.
No?
Yeah, I did dislocate my rib recently
Oh,
again.
shit.
Nice.
All right off the bat, let's go right there.
It's about a weekly occurrence now.
All right,
so,
well, yeah,
We're
okay,
getting used
all
to
right.
it. We're adjusting to that new normal. Just a little bit of snap, crackle, pop, and
Yeah.
it's fun.
Yeah.
But you just kind of have to shrug it off and keep going.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you broke your leg and you got a cast, everyone would know it's broken and it hurts. But when you dislocate something and you're used to it, you just gotta shrug it off and keep walking.
Yeah, because I think that's what major issue number one is joint issue, right?
Yeah, so it is what I have is called Ehlers-Danlos, and it is a connective tissue disorder. So it affects everything that can have connective tissue, and they're fairly certain I have a vascular type, which is why I also had a stroke.
Mm-hmm.
So, just a whole bunch of
Just,
laundry list of issues.
Yeah. And you're what, like 31, 32?
31,
31,
yeah. Yeah, I found out at 28 when I had the stroke that's what I have.
Okay.
So a lifetime of issues leading up to that, and then I had not a mini stroke, I had an actual full-blown stroke.
Fuck.
So luckily I wasn't really affected by it because I was younger when I had it, and it only affected part of my brain tissue. So it wasn't a big enough section that it would affect my functioning later on. So it changed my vision for a little while, and it makes, sometimes I stutter a bit and I have trouble focusing and concentrating. But that goes along with other things as well. So
Yeah.
it's just kind of a double whammy in there.
Oh, yeah. Double, triple, quadruple. Yeah. And, well, I mean, okay, so let's do a little bit of math with a couple of boys hiding in the background somewhere. So, we're talking full-on stroke when she was, mother of two.
Yep. And I was working a full-time job.
Where you at?
I was working at LensCrafters.
Oh, yeah. Okay. And was that before or after y'all had moved here?
It was after. So we moved here in 2016, 2017.
Okay.
And then I had the stroke in 2018.
Okay.
So kind of near the tail end of it. I think it was actually 2018, 2019, right at the beginning that I had the stroke. So.
Damn.
Yeah.
That was real recent shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was only a few years ago.
Yeah. So it was like after we met you, but before we actually got to know you.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Somewhere in that time frame.
Yeah, somewhere in the time frame.
Yeah,
Okay.
I didn't even know I had a stroke.
Damn.
I had no idea. And a lot of the nurses actually thought it was like a really bad migraine. Because sometimes it can affect your your ability to speak and things like that. So they insisted it was a migraine because I seemed fine. Because I was walking, I was talking, my memory was intact. I had no weakness, so I seemed perfectly fine. And then they did a CT scan just to be on the safe side, because I had actually gone into my ear, nose, throat doctor because I was getting my eardrum repaired for the second time. So.
Why a second time?
Apparently, EDS, vascular type, does affect your eardrums as well.
Really? Oh,
So
go fuck me, right? Okay.
My eardrums, especially my right one, just likes to rupture. But I have such high pain tolerance, I don't know it's ruptured.
Oh shit, maybe we should switch sides. I have a loud laugh.
No, it's okay. When I can't really hear that well out of it anymore.
Oh, okay.
So I'm only at about maybe 40 to 50% hearing in that ear on a really good day.
Oh, okay. So
yeah, so no, you're good.
You know what I sound like half the time. All right.
Yeah, you're on my good side.
All right.
So
hopefully I'll still be on your good side after this too.
I'm sure you will.
There's only so much we can pick apart about
That's
illnesses
true.
and still be in a good mood, right?
I don't know. We live with it, so
let's talk about doom and gloom, right? Shit.
You have to have a morbid sense of humor to get through it. Yeah.
You do.
Yeah. So, I had many nurses tell me that they were like, "Man, I wish I had an MRI for a headache." Me too. That would be great.
Yeah.
I'd love to get an MRI for a headache, but that's not why I'm here. So I actually had my test the very next day to have my certification to be an optician. So I went and took my test.
Nice.
I had a headache, but I was fine.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then they called me back to the ER. I'm like, you need to go to the nearest emergency room right now. You most definitely had a stroke.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. So I checked myself in, and they were like, "Nah, you didn't have a stroke. Nah, you didn't." And then the neurologist was like, "You have a stroke.
Yeah, we're playing now.
Right here, according to this, your brain died." I was like, "Oh, that's cool." And they'd actually started pumping me full of all kinds of medications without even telling me what they were.
Nice.
Before they told me that I had a stroke, they were just like, "You need to take all these blood thinners." I was like, "Cool. Do you mind telling me why I'm taking all these medicines?"
Yeah. No, right?
Yeah. So I had no idea. I spent the night in the hospital. I recovered pretty well.
Yeah.
And then like a year later, I had a blood clot. So I was not supposed to have because I was on blood thinners, but I had it anyway.
Damn.
Yeah, my whole right leg went completely numb.
Jesus.
Mm-hmm. I was still trying to go to work. Couldn't move my leg. I couldn't feel my leg. But I was going to go to work. But that speaks volumes too.
Resilience.
I can't see my illness, so I can't be like, "Oh, I don't feel well today. I can't go to work," even though my leg literally was unusable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still tried. And then Doug was like, "You can't go to work. You need to go to the ER."
Yeah, like you physically can't.
Yeah, he's
move.
like, "You physically cannot drive."
Mm-hmm.
So, but I tried. Yeah, I did. I tried. It was stupid. Oh, I was like, no, I'm going to get that paycheck.
So, I mean, we've had, and I get it, because we've had a lot of conversations, and she grew up in a very interesting family that gave her some very thick skin, and she's also an Army, military spouse, not Air Force.
Not Army, man, no. Air Force, yeah.
She's a military spouse, Air Force. Sorry, Doug. And, so used to very strict way of life and being amongst people who just push ahead. So yeah, I get it. It's still stupid. But I get it.
I mean, stupid is as stupid does. Who's trying to push through theirs too, huh?
Oh yeah, that's true.
Not just me. I'm like, yeah, I see.
Yeah, but I can just live in denial.
Yeah, for so long, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, just because, again, it's invisible doesn't mean it's not there.
Right, yeah.
Doesn't mean you're not allowed to have no spoon days where you're like, I don't have a spoon to spoon fuck to give. I can't. I just can't. I just want to lay in bed and do nothing. I took a nap right before this.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You actually gave me time to go run to my aunt's and get some tamales.
Yeah. Perfect. Oh, yum. Oh, I can't even have those. I'm so bummed.
Yeah, it was cool. Like, I got to shoot a whole bonus episode.
Ooh, bonus episode.
Mm-hmm. But now I think I created a whole new problems for the videos based on the cord that I was using. It just dawned on me what might have happened, but whatever.
Well, you know,
it's okay. The videos have been a crapshoot thus far. I'm just gonna upload them since I'm not gonna take anything till after Christmas.
Well, they'll be like the OG videos.
Yeah.
Whoever was here from the beginning gets to see the OG stuff, and then they move on to the stuff.
Yep, and then they all get re-interviewed. Like, hey, now that I know what the fuck I'm doing,
I got this now. We can do it. Yeah, no, I've learned that sometimes you just have to accept that you're tired, whether it's mentally, physically, you're tired.
Yeah.
Everybody loves naps. Naps help.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm seeing a therapist like once a week, and she's told me that after a particularly draining session, you have to do something nice for yourself. I picked a nap.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've picked naps too. Instead of lunch most of the times.
I mean,
Like
I
still try to treat this as structured work hours. Mm-hmm. You know, I'll work 5-6 hours in the morning. You know, starting from waking up with the kids, because the whole routine is like wake up with the kids, get them, you know, their morning meals and their morning nutrient snack hack thing that we do. You know, get them started on their entertainment, get them dressed, get diapers changed, make breakfast, make coffee, which I haven't been doing lately. I'm sorry, Jessica. And then start going to work. Either, you know, head out to interviews or head into the office to start working on stuff. And then, you know, 1, 2 o'clock, pop out, sleep, and then hit back and start working again. And at first, it was a good practice. I was like, you know, other cultures do it too. You know, it's a nice little breather. And then I started really looking around. I'm like, Jessica's kind of, this is not fair. So that's got to stop.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it definitely gets a little rough when, like you said, you're going, and you think you've got like a good rhythm down. You're like, I'm doing so well. Look at all this stuff, and they're like, oh wait, look at all this stuff. Oh no.
Yeah, it's like I'm doing all this stuff, and I know I'm working my ass off, and I know I'm doing a lot right now, even though I'm still trying to get over the fact that I'm actually enjoying what I'm doing now. But I mean, this is work.
Yeah,
it's work now.
It's still work.
But yeah, I mean, because there's still a lot that goes afterwards. But it shows just, I don't know, lost my train of thought. I don't know, we have a big kind of unfair gap right now that I just don't feel comfortable with. You know, because the kids are relentless.
Yeah.
She doesn't get a chance to do any of to relax or anything and take those 15-20 minutes a day to relax.
It's a rough shift. It's a rough time. Honestly, when they're this little and all yours are still very little, that's just how it kind of has to be sometimes. Yeah. And that's not me defending any one person. That's just me saying, as a mom, I've done the stay-at-home mom thing. Doug went to work, and then we both became working parents.
And I'm not trying to leave her stranded. You know, I have to be busy. You know, I'm trying to create something here from scratch. So I have to fill every moment of my time with something.
Yeah, but I mean, kids when they're little also really typically are all about mom. Mom. They want mom. No matter what you do. Oliver, like if I left, I could leave Keegan with Doug, but Oliver had to be with me.
Yeah.
I mean, I was nursing him, but even after, like even when he was a little bit older and could go in between a little longer, he still wanted me home. He would not calm down if it was me. It had to be, and that was tough. I felt very touched out. I felt very like things were a bit one-sided, and I felt like I was putting in so much effort just trying to keep the kids alive at that point. So that was rough, but as they got older, it got easier. Got a lot easier.
And before our third was born, we could all, you know, go take a nap as a family. You know, that's exactly what we did. We put the 2 kids in between us in the bed, and we just, you know, pass out for an hour and then restart our day. And that's just something we do in the days of COVID now. Yeah. But since, you know, it's hard to, I guess, treat my day like a work day while still working at home and watching them just do everything. So my mentality's all just kind of
everywhere. Like you're like, I'm at home, but I'm working. That Doug actually had the same issue for a while when he had to work home during COVID. He had a really hard time separating work and home because he was like, here I am, technically I'm at work, even though I'm at home and I should be relaxing. I should be spending time with everybody, but I have to shut myself in the room. And the boys still wanted him. They still wanted him to be part of the house if they knew he was here. So it's hard. It's not easy to work from home. You have everything going on around you, and you're like, ooh, I should step in and help with the kids, but technically I'm working. And you're right. You're trying to build something up from the ground. It takes a lot. It's a lot of mental strength as well as physically having to get everything together.
Yeah.
As well as your wallet going, no, help me.
Mm-hmm.
No, stop.
And when all your hidden things are, physical things, all my hidden things are mental. Mm-hmm. My mesh cap and all that.
I mean,
rocking that cap. I love that cap.
You look great.
I did.
I was like, what kind of podcast is this?
Especially the second version. Mm-hmm. I had to go in and get it redone.
Yeah, your sound was a little weird. I tried really hard to listen. I even put subtitles.
That was too funny.
What will go wrong has to go wrong if you're going to do a podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Like, your first one had to be like that crazy. And
yeah.
We're starting off strong. Let's go.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, this is where we're jumping off.
Yeah, you're like, okay, well.
All right, let's do it.
I mean, if you're starting here.
Like, technically, the first video was made on, like, a whim.
Yeah.
On a Saturday or at night in the backyard. I put it on YouTube. I was like, I just have to do something.
Yeah.
But then these first podcasts, just had to do it. Even with the stupid thing on my head, I had to get started.
Yeah, but I mean, if you just keep coming up with excuses not to, you're not going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, I have to wait because of this. Oh, but I feel like that's a good way to start. Like, yeah, look at me. Look at my human experience.
Yeah. And which I'll update on 25th when I get the results.
That's good.
Because again, it's still something. What the hell? It's still something that needs to be, I guess, pushed and recognized, and that's actually them right now.
Ooh.
Calling me.
Oh, yeah, you should answer that.
No, we got this. So, anyways. Yeah, so, it's important.
Yes. Well, I mean,
bring all of that to the forefront as I ignore the neurologist's phone call. No, I'll call them back immediately.
Sorry, I was working.
Yeah.
Whoops,
working.
guys. I mean, you are working.
Yeah.
So.
But I mean, that's funny that we're talking about that shit, and there we go, and they call.
Like, this
Speak
is a good
of the devil.
Mm-hmm.
No, it hasn't been a devil. Like, it's been fascinating.
Yeah. Learning about your own brain, I imagine, is very fascinating.
Like you said, like you to have a morbid sense of humor. I have a morbid sense of curiosity about this whole thing.
Mm-hmm. Well, you want to know. You want to know what is going on in here to make you feel the way that you feel.
Mm-hmm.
So you're like, are all of those other diagnoses I've gotten correct, or is there legit something going on up here that make all of those symptoms?
Yeah. Well, and that's what I thought for the longest time. Mm-hmm. Like, I have a collection of things going on. I have my own laundry list of shit.
Yep.
And then I found out it's because it starts all the way at the top.
Yeah. Well, that's what they were, kind of telling me when I had my blood clot. They couldn't find it in my leg. So they were like, pretty sure it's in here somewhere. Mm-hmm. And it's affecting just your leg. But as it turns out, I actually had full body right side weakness with the blood clot. I just didn't realize it.
Shit. My
leg was the most effective because that's where the blood goes down to and comes back up. So my leg was most affected, but I had weakness all over.
So what's the biggest daily worry you have?
Really, honestly, the biggest daily worry is that I'll have another stroke. I'm on aspirin to keep that from happening, but I often worry that if I have another stroke, it's not going to be as kind to me. A stroke's never kind, but not having a lot of deficits from one is rare. Mm-hmm. So I worry that it'll happen again, or that because of my condition, I will dislocate, or I will get hurt, or something will happen where I don't have as much mobility. Because that's what I don't want to lose. I just don't want to lose my mobility. Because at least with that, I don't feel like I have any kind of disability. I don't feel like I have a chronic illness if I can just keep moving.
Yeah.
So that's what I worry about the most.
Does it ever worry you as a boy mom that they might, hit you a little too hard, dislocate something?
No.
Are they easily deflected towards their 7-foot-tall father?
Not necessarily, because the boys aren't really rough and tumble.
No.
So like they can play rough if they want to, but we have definitely steered them away from playing rough like that with one another. We have kind of taught them pretty extensively that we respect our bodies and we respect the bodies of other people. And at this point, they've started to realize that mommy has a lot of issues and mommy is in pain a lot, so they've become a lot more gentle with how they are around me.
That's
so
good.
They can play rough and tumble with dad, but with mom, they are a lot more careful.
Yeah, good, because, I've certainly seen pictures of, one of them lifted over Doug's head, and I'm like,
No, I don't do that. Nope. So they've had to come into our bedroom enough with me with a heating pad on. Like, Mom, are you okay? I'm fine. Mommy decided to try to squish a box and dislocated her rib again.
Shit.
I jumped on it. It was fun up to a point. It did not squish flat like it was supposed to.
Oh,
yep.
Yeah.
So. I had to go the rest of work that way because I did that in the morning.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ow.
But luckily that wasn't the first time I dislocated that particular rib, so I knew what to do. I keep like disposable heating pads now in my office.
Oh.
So I could slap one on and I just go. Yeah.
Okay, just.
Pretty much. I mean, the first time it happened, I went to the ER, and the ER doc was like, "Did you get into a car accident?" I was like, "No." He's like, "Are you safe at home?" I'm like, "No, my husband didn't do this. I did this to myself. I had a sneezing fit the first time."
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I was bent over in my car sneezing, and I popped it out of place.
Fuck.
Yeah. Pretty much. My knee pops out of place. My jaw, especially on this side, pops in and out of place. So, but have a jaw surgery probably in the next month or two. So we'll see. Not a full-blown surgery per se. It's the first effort to try to stop my TMJ because this side will lock up and I can't open it. So they're going to just go in and flush the joints out and see if that helps with all the inflammation, which is also why I'm on the inflammation diet.
Oh, okay. Now it makes a little more
We're
sense.
trying to help reduce it in my joints so it doesn't just affect like my joints. My heart does have some issues as well.
Because why not?
Yeah. So I have pexis exovatum, so my chest curves in. So my chest actually curves in and hits my heart a little bit. But my heart is okay, it's healthy. But then I have a mitral valve prolapse in my heart, so it doesn't beat correctly all the time.
Oh, yeah. Okay, all right.
I have a lot of intestinal issues as
well. For those at home keeping score.
Oh, all of the issues. I mean, I've had a lot of surgeries to try to help ease some of the pain. Some of them have really helped for the most part. So, I mean, everything I've gotten so far has helped my quality of life be a little bit better. The only downside is now I'm dealing with what's called MCAS that goes with having Ehlers-Danlos. So my body overreacts for no reason to things. So I just get really big red welts and like the itchy white spots that pop up just because. Just because.
Just hi.
Yeah, and then I want to itch it, and then if I scratch it, I'm going to scratch it and break all the blood vessels. So then I have a huge bruise.
Just cause.
Yeah, just cause. Just my body just felt like having one of those days, you know? Sometimes.
And that's just normal, everyday shit.
That's my everyday.
What about a bad day?
So a really bad day, even on those days, I still have to get up and go to work. I still have to.
What does a bad day look like?
A really bad day for me is normally like a lot of inflammation happening that day. So either I've already popped something out of place, my body is reacting to it. I mean, just like someone that doesn't normally dislocate, if you dislocate something, you have a lot of inflammation and swelling. I dislocate normally, but I still have a lot of inflammation and swelling. So I still have not quite the same level of damage because my body's already dislocated there before, but I still have a lot of damage going on. I still have a lot of inflammation around the area. I have a lot of pain, a lot of really sharp pain going on. And that pain makes it really hard for me to focus and concentrate. And then I already have ADHD, so we're going to throw that one in there too.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So, just for funsies, you know. Yeah. But I have to build up.
There's an actual squirrel in the yard right now. No kidding.
Maybe. I have to just take like Tylenol and go on about my day.
I mean, shit.
Hope and pray it doesn't get worse. I am a frequent visitor to the emergency room.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm. I've not been as much lately. Knock on wood. But,
Did they give you a punch card?
No, I just go on base.
Oh, okay, alright.
Although they're like, oh, you're back.
It's you.
Hey guys, this is what happened this time. But even the surgeries that have helped, I always
they got her room reserved. They got everything.
Like, we're gonna put you in this back room over here. Just be quiet, okay? But no, there's always issues after the surgeries too. So I have to. My heal time is about twice as long because I always have some kind of issue. Yeah, like I had a surgery and then I started to bleed out like a week later.
Fuck.
Yeah. When I had my hysterectomy, I started to bleed out from that too. So, while my body is throwing blood clots that caused my stroke and my issue,
it doesn't throw blood clots where it needs to.
No, it just doesn't. It's like, nah, you know what? I'm gonna clock out for today. I know you needed blood clots, but not today.
No.
We're not gonna do that today.
No, you see, that's too much. No.
Yep.
No, that's way too much work.
How are we supposed to function again? Oh, that's right, we weren't. Almost forgot about that. Yeah. All you can do is try to laugh it off.
Yeah, I mean that's all you can do, really.
Yeah. Like, hey guys, I know y'all don't want to see me. I don't want to be here either, but here I am.
Suffer.
Oh,
poor thing.
Oh yeah, no, I've run through the gamut. I've had so many different tests performed on me because it's like my body just picks an area and that's what we're going to focus on being real messed up for a while, and then we're just going to pick something else entirely.
Yeah.
You know, just based on our mood.
The world tour.
Yeah, you know.
I mean, you're the world to them, so
yeah, pretty much. So yeah, just pick an issue and then we're gonna deal with that for a bit. My tendons do get also very inflamed for no reason. So I'm like, oh man, maybe I twisted my ankle.
No, it's just
no.
Hi, Tuesday.
Yeah, I stepped wrong. Which is what twisting your ankle is. But I mean, literally, I just put my foot down and my body was like, that's wrong. Like, okay, my bad. I'll figure out how to step a different way, I guess.
Shit, I'm sorry. Sorry. I'll never do it again. I swear.
I'll just sit right here in this spot. And then I bend wrong. My rib hurts. So I'm like, I won't sit. I'll stay perfectly still.
Oh my God. Jesus.
Yeah.
That sucks.
That's pretty much day in the life. You lay down, you can't sleep. Even with your soft, expensive bed. Your body's like, things are too quiet. You know what we're going to do? We're going to inflame that left part of the intestine right now. That seems great.
Yeah?
Yeah, I want you to stay up all night with that.
Yeah, alright.
And then, you know, for fun, let's start with a migraine. Just for fun. You haven't had one in a while.
Yeah.
It's about time.
It's overdue.
Yeah, it's about time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and your migraine medicine contains a lot of caffeine, so then you're going to be up anyway. So. I played a lot of Animal Crossing.
And that's how you got that 5-star item.
You know, I got it up to 5 stars again, right? I think I did it like last week or the week before. I got back up to 5 stars after starting over again.
How'd you do? How are you doing with the update?
Good.
Good?
Yeah, I haven't had any. I like the update. It's fun.
Did you get the DLC? The Happy Home Island thing?
Oh, no, I didn't
Island
get that.
No.
No, did you? Yeah, I figured you did. Yeah.
It's fun.
I thought about it.
You need to, because it gives you a whole slew of new items too.
I mean, I need to get it though. I really.
I mean, if you have the expansion, I mean the Nintendo, the annual pass, and the expansion pass, you get it anyway. If you upgrade it to that expansion pass one, then you get it for free.
Oh, then I need to look at that because I'm pretty sure I might have that.
Yeah.
Then I would like that. Yeah, it looks like a lot of fun.
It is.
So, but I haven't played it yet. I've been still focusing on my island. I have a lot of characters that I love.
Yeah, my islanders think I'm dead at this point.
Oh no, you got roaches.
It's been a few weeks.
It smelled like roaches in there, I bet.
Yeah, there's lots of roaches. Ugh. Lots of roaches in my house.
Gross, man. That's gross.
Yeah.
I'm gonna sneeze. No, I'm not gonna sneeze. Nope, just kidding.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, good. Yeah.
Yeah, I had a lot of weeds. I've stopped playing for a little bit, and I was like, oh no, why did I stop playing? Then I remember because the stock market has crashed. that
the millions.
Stock market.
The millions.
Yeah,
and millions.
I mean, now I decided I'm not going to get anything from anyone else, and I'm going to do it all by myself, which I did. But it's a lot harder when your stock market never gets above like 150. I'm like, dang, why are you holding out on me? I know this can get a lot better, and then I forget about the turnips, and then they just rot. Then I got riches.
And Animal Crossing was it was great. Helped through the pandemic, early bits of pandemic, but it's just I don't know.
Falls by the wayside when you have a lot of other stuff going on.
Yeah, easy. It's just such a maintenance-y game.
It really is, because you got to go on every day. You got to talk to everybody. You got to go around your island, find stuff. And I mean, yeah, I use it more for relaxation when I don't really want to really think in depth about anything. Till I get one of those random like hyper-focused moments, and I'm like, "Oh, I'm going to change this about my island." But that very rarely happens anymore. But with all of my homework I've had to do, because I'm in college now, we're going to throw that, mix that in the pot. Might as well. I figured while I still can focus, and while I feel like I'm in the right frame of mind, I wanted to go to college and get my degree. So, my second degree.
And what?
I am going to college for healthcare administration. Cool. So I figured I have my licensing to be an optician and a lab tech, but I wanted something that would help in the future. Should I choose to run my own optical lab? Should I choose to just be an optical manager? Whichever route I wanted to go, I wanted something that would help with that. So
cool.
Yeah, I'm taking one class at a time because anything more than that would be ridiculous on a 40-hour week schedule. So I was like, nope, just one.
Especially since it's your lab.
Yes,
Yeah,
it's my lab at the store the clinic that I work at. I run all the optical, so I'm pretty much the optical manager there. And then when we have,
which is where again?
Huh?
Which is where again?
Oh, Epic Vision Center.
Epic Vision Center, Petrenko. And outside of
shameless plug for my business. Well, not my business, but the business I work for. I mean, our 3 doctors are fantastic.
Yeah.
They're super kid friendly. 2 of them have kids. So if anything ever happens with the boys, like lately, little one's been having some accidents at school. So I have to go pick him up, get him changed, and stuff like that. So I've been able to do that and take good care of them with my work. So that's been a godsend.
It's good to work with people who understand.
Absolutely. And then when it slows down, if I have time there, I do my homework. If not, I come home and do it. So, but I'm finally out of the last class that I had, which I hated.
Good.
It was not very ADHD friendly.
No?
No, so say you turn your assignment in an hour late, you get a 0.
Wow. Okay.
Automatically. You turn in late, it's 0.
Wow, okay.
She won't read it, she won't. Doesn't matter. You get a 0.
Nice, okay.
Yeah.
Alright. Because, time management's a thing for us.
Yeah, exactly. Because, it's not like I set the laptop out of my line of vision and I forgot about it. Oh, crap, what's today? It's Wednesday. I had homework. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
And I'm like, look, ma'am, I have ADHD. I had a stroke, which also affects my memory. My memory is not great. And then I'm also dealing with all these other fun issues that also affect my memory and focus. So I'm sorry that I didn't get it turned in on time. Is there any way you can give me a little bit of an extension because of these ongoing issues? She was like, nope, get as much time as anybody else. And she was. Yeah. I was so glad. I still passed the class with a B.
Okay, there you go.
Okay, like, Doug's GI Bill paid for it, so I did not want to not pass it. Yep.
Oh, that pause button. Yeah. I don't know if you can hear it.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
So that's cool. So how many more classes, years will it take for that one?
So I had 63 more credits to do. Each class is about 3 credits. So I'll be done in 2023, 2024.
Okay.
Somewhere around there.
All right.
So it'll be a degree well earned. I'm finally getting back in that getting. I've done all my prerequisites, and so I'm getting into the actual healthcare part of it, which is what I like. So,
what's your like overall end goal?
Like I said, just to be like a lab manager, or just to be like an optical manager. Like I want to stay in the optical field. I love being an optical. Obviously, my glasses tattoo. So I'm a little devoted.
Yeah, a little bit.
So I don't have any plans on getting out of optical.
Okay.
And a lot of people assume that just because I'm getting my degree in healthcare administration means that I don't want to be an optical anymore, that maybe I want to go for a medical degree and be an optometrist, but that's not what I want to do. I'm actually very, very, very happy with making glasses. I love making glasses.
Why?
I like seeing the beginning stages where I'm helping the person pick their frames and choose the best lenses for them, and then I like to see it through all the way, and then looking at that end product and knowing I did a really good job and that the glasses turned out fantastic, and that the person, as soon as they put them on, they can now see clearly because of me. So obviously the doctor wrote the prescription, but it's my job to make sure that prescription is correct and that I'm getting that person the correct medical device that they need. Which doesn't always happen. You know, there's insurance involved. It is a weird hodgepodge of sales and medical. But I find it's actually a lot of fun. I mean, patients in general are kind of assholes right now. But, you know, we get past that. I still make glasses, and I'm like, here are your glasses, have a great day. You were just a total dick to me, but it's fine. I mean, if I were a mean person and I didn't care, there's a lot of things that I could do in the lab that will make their glasses off just enough to where they're technically still considered good, but you're not going to see as clearly as you can.
They're not great.
Yeah, so there's something called tolerance with lenses. So you can be in tolerance and they pass lab inspection. I can make it just right at that tolerance where you'll notice that there's something going on, but they're technically still in tolerance, so they're technically still correct. There's ways. There's ways, but I wouldn't do it because I feel like I just have a lot of respect for my career field and myself. That's not something I'm going to do.
It's called ethics. Yeah.
Yes. I'm an ethical optician. I'm not going to do that. That's just, if I wanted to, that's something that I could do.
So what's your favorite part about the whole process? The end?
Yeah.
When you get to
seeing the finished product and giving it to patients. Now, people that are assholes, I'm just like, here, you glasses, have a good day, bye. But if it's actually a very nice patient and they want me to take their time with them, I have them sit down, try them on, I adjust them. It's just getting to do a lot of things that a lot of people don't pay a lot of attention to.
Yeah.
You know, not everybody knows the science behind making glasses. Not everyone knows that there's a whole process that goes into it from start to finish to get that product that you have in your hand. But I do. I get to see all kind of behind the curtain, and I wear glasses, so I get to understand how the optics work of the lens, of the different materials, what each different thing you can get on your glasses does, and if it actually does what everyone's saying that it does, because I do my own research. So I get to offer my patients products that I know work well. That I'm like, no, you don't need to go with this specific product because this one's going to be better.
What's something that doesn't work that's generic enough for you to mention?
That doesn't work?
Yeah.
So, transitions will never replace your sunglasses.
Okay.
That's just not going to happen. They have a lot out in the career field right now. Transitions are great. I have transitions on all of my lenses, but they're only really good if you're very light sensitive. So if you're very light sensitive and you need that protection as soon as you, say, step out of your house or out of your car, that's where they're going to come into play. But if you're sitting in your car, they're not going to work how everyone assumes they're going to work because they need UV light to activate them. Your windshield now of newer cars has UV protection built in so you don't get sunburned.
Ah, okay.
So that's why your transitions don't really transition in your car. But overall, it's a great product. It's just not for that intended purpose.
Interesting, interesting.
Or any kind of standard anti-reflective. Works great as an anti-reflective. If you scratch your lenses, it will start to flake off.
Yeah.
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 It will.
Yeah, I found that one out. Yeah, I had a chunk several pairs.
So typically, if your lenses are scratched or if they're older than 2 years, you'll notice it just start to flake or bubble off. That's because it's only like 4 layers of antireflective, and then most premium have about 12. But they are, the way that they're made into that lens actually compresses that material down. So if you have a premium antireflective, while it is more, it's actually thinner, more lightweight, and it's a lot more durable. So if it gets scratched, it's not going to flake off.
Cool.
So that's things that a lot of people don't really know. A lot of people get hung up on the pricing and things like that. I mean, there's a lot more that goes into it than just a lens. You have to have someone that can cut the lenses. You have to have someone that knows the proper way to install them into a frame. In my case, I not only know how to do all of that, I also know how to fix all my own machines. So that is kind of an extra that I know that I learned at my second optician job that I worked. At LensCrafters, they don't like to hire technicians to come in unless they have to. So the lab staff has to fix the machines.
So when did you want to get into optometry? Actually, hold on, I'm not done with these. I'm not done with this line of questioning yet. Hold on. Okay. The process of making glasses. What's your favorite part about that? The actual, like, you know, frames and, you know, not the handing off, but like the...
Seeing the lens when it comes out of the machine. Knowing what it's going to look like when it's cut. That's my favorite part. Pulling it out and installing it into that frame. That's actually, in general, my favorite part. I don't feel that I would want to work at any clinic or any optical if I didn't get to do lab. Because that's my preferred part of the whole process over working with patients. I like working with patients. I feel like it's something that just comes along with the job, as do most things with most jobs. But I like the moment where it comes together and seeing how it looks. Pulling it out of the machine, looking at that lens, knowing that there's a lot of times where that lens starts out really big and thick because say it's a -10 or it's a really high plus. It's my job to cut that and get that into the frame, and then there's times where I have to go in with a hand grinder and grind that lens down if it's too thick, and then I also have to polish it. So I might have to roll and polish it to make it look nice for my patient. But that's the part of the process I like. I love seeing how good a pair of glasses can look with any prescription.
Did you make the ones that you're wearing right now?
I did. I actually made, so every pair of glasses that I own, I made.
Nice.
So some of them I actually like surface the lenses, which is where you put the prescription in them. And then others, I just cut the lenses. But I've cut every pair of lenses for every pair of frames that I have.
Okay. So how does the whole surfacing thing work?
Well,
like, how do you put the prescription into the material itself?
So it starts off with a large blank, just a big circle. Okay, different
materials.
Yeah, materials. So you have plastic, polycarbonate, on and on and on. So different lens materials. That starts as a big circular blank. You have different base curves. Okay, different base curves work with different prescriptions. So you literally have a chart that tells you what base curve goes with what script that you're looking for. When I first started in optical, we had what was called a manual generator. So that generates the prescription into a lens. It is a machine that is probably bigger than my table. Yeah, that's really big. And then there is a part that has a diamond-tipped blade in it. And then you have another part that you actually chuck your lens to. So on the back of the lens, you actually have to put, it looks like tape, but it's to protect your lens. And then you actually have to do what's called blocking. So you have to block it up. If you have like someone that has an astigmatism, it has to be blocked on a certain axis so it's cut correctly. And that is done with like this really thick, sticky wax onto this like metal chuck looking piece. But that piece will then fit into the right hand side of the machine, and then you'll actually like turn a dial to screw it in. Like this is the old fashioned. No one really does it this way anymore. There's automatic generators now, but we didn't have one for a really long time. So then you have to grab this.
This is the way we did in the good old days.
The way we did it. Our machine was from the 60s. Actually.
The good old days. All right.
So you had to grab this handle and you had to literally move the lens back and forth yourself while grabbing this like circular piece and bringing it down for center thickness. So you had to pay attention to everything that was going on for that version.
Damn.
For like the
handmade.
Yeah, it was rough. It was hard because I'm very short, and we had to really get in there. It took a long time for me to learn it, so I'm proud that I know how to do it. Do I want to do it? Never again. That was the worst, especially when you're like your lens could come up, pop off that wax, and you have to stop everything and start all over again. Yeah. There's no way to fix it. Then you move to like an automatic generator, which was so much easier. You lift your little door. Your machine's like this big. Lift your little door. You still have to get your lens all chucked up. Put that in the machine. Push a button. Grabs it. Close the door and press start. Yeah. Technology.
Easy bake oven.
Yes. And then from there, because now you are generating your lens that has a prescription in it. Because really what it boils down to with putting your prescription into a lens, it's different thicknesses in different places. It works just like any glass would. You have prisms. Lenses are just made up of prisms. So we just manipulate that to be a certain prescription, for light to fall at a certain place behind your eyeball when you're wearing your glasses. So that's what we're doing. But you still have to put it in machines where you have to rough that side of it. You have to smooth it down. So there's a whole process to it. There's all kinds of different, because it's like a little piece that has a kind of a half circle on top, and your lens sits on there. And the machine holds that lens, and then it rotates it around and around and around to smooth out the backside. And then you polish it, and then you have to apply coating to it as well. And there you go.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's a whole... The whole process from start to finish normally takes about an hour for one set of lenses. So, and then a lot of
that sounded like it would take a lot longer than an hour.
It takes an hour. So when you're learning how to do it, you're on a time limit.
Yeah.
So you learn to do it within that amount of time. When you're first doing it, it takes a lot longer. But when you start doing it and you're having to do it, oh hey, someone needs these lenses, it's an hour.
Yeah.
You only have an hour, and you still have to cut them. And that takes about 20 minutes per lens.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's a lot that goes into it.
So was it something you always wanted to do? Was it something that you just kind of fell into and just really fell in love with? I mean, when did you want to get into optometry?
So it wasn't something I always wanted to do. I had no idea that it was even really an option for a career. When we lived in Germany, I started working in the BX, and then I had also applied in the at the optical place, and then I got the job and I started working there. And I really wasn't in love with it until they moved me to the lab area and let me work in the lab. Then I fell in love with it. I had to leave my first job, unfortunately, because the supervisor there made it his personal mission to try to get me to quit. So, I mean, he won. But he would get into my face and scream at me all day, every day for no reason.
Wow. Okay. All right.
Yeah. Meanwhile, he is banging one of my coworkers.
Okay.
Yeah. And
the usual.
They're getting out fist fights out in the parking lot.
Wow.
Yeah. But
classy.
Oh yeah, and we were like, that's weird. Stuff's coming up missing. It wasn't me. He tried to say it was me, but I was like, you can look at all the cameras. It definitely wasn't me.
Jesus.
So that put kind of a bad taste in my mouth when it came to optical for a while.
It's a lot for one place. Wow.
There was a lot going on. There was days where he wouldn't even open the store. He'd come in 2-3 hours late. The store was supposed to be open by 9. He'd show up at like 12, 1 o'clock. I'm waiting outside because I don't have a key. But then he would yell at me for the store not being open. I'm like, I don't even have a key. I've been here waiting for you for 3 hours. Yeah. So it was a lot of that. So I left that job, and then I went and worked some other jobs for a bit at a bank and here and there. And when we moved here, I realized that I needed to get a job so we could kind of get out of debt a bit.
Oh, shit.
And Doug actually suggested, that I go back into optical. He's like, you really loved it. You really, really loved it the first time you did it. Maybe you should do it again. So I was like, okay. I'll do it and see what happens. So I started at Lens Crafters. They had the only hours that would kind of work with the schedule that we had at the time. And within actually 4 or 5 months, I moved to the lab.
Nice.
Like probably shorter than that. I think within a month I had a key to the store.
Very nice.
So I moved up very quickly. I went from salesperson, which is not what I was hired as. I was hired as an optician, but they didn't want to pay me as one.
Oh, okay. All right.
Thanks, guys. So then I ended up moving to the lab and I became the lead lab tech. And I was there for like 2.5 years.
Oh, cool. Very cool.
Yep.
Hey!
Hey, honey.
What is that?
We got a special cameo.
It's my candle. Does it not smell good?
No.
Apparently my candle stinks.
What is that good looking?
No, I made Brussels sprouts for myself. That could be what you're
That's what
smelling.
stinks.
My candle smells good, you guys. I don't know what he's talking about.
Oh, I didn't even notice.
A special cameo by my wonderful husband. Hey, honey.
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
He's still off camera, but yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't like to be on camera in his uniform.
Oh, yeah. It's probably some rules against it or something.
Well, I don't think so necessarily, but he also doesn't like going shopping and stuff in his uniform.
Yeah.
Mm-mm. He doesn't like to be out and about. Technically, you're not supposed to, but he doesn't like being out anyway.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So he was like, I'll stop by the store, but I don't really want to be out because I'm in my uniform.
Mm-hmm.
Really, for
And I got to
him?
get with him to schedule his turn.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Even though there's probably a lot about what he does that he can't tell me.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a lot of stuff he can't tell you, but there's also a lot of stuff you could talk to him about as well.
Yeah.
He's got a whole life outside of work.
He does. That's what I'm trying to stay away from talking about. Oh, yeah.
That's me.
Yeah.
And our kids.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty much just be me and him for a couple of hours talking about how we're trapped. I mean, how
Wow.
how lovely our lives are.
Your
and...
wife's definitely going to hear this, right? Yeah. I'm just going to tell her. Hey, Jessica, guess what Fabian said?
I sprinkled a couple of things here and there to see if she's paying attention.
I'm curious, too, because you brought her up a few times, so I'm like, I wonder if she's listening or not. I guess we'll see. Before you go, I have to give you our holiday photo, Christmas photo, whatever. I actually made one this year.
Oh, I did?
I know, yeah. I was really proud of myself.
Very cool.
Doug reminded me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, otherwise I'd have forgot. Same with moving that little thing back there. I always forget about it. I'm like, oh, yeah, the elf.
Mm-hmm.
Today he's fishing.
He's
trying to fish for the fish in the fish tank.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Like, what's he doing in our stocking? I'm like, that's crazy.
And no, there's too much that's going on this year that we're kind of all a household of bah humbug right now.
Yeah.
We're still going to do stuff for the kids, but it's just lots of drama this past year.
Yeah. Ouchies.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah. I've had a lot with my family too. It's okay. I've had a lot.
Oh yeah, I know.
I mean, not just the old
I'm sure.
stuff.
I mean, just
all
the
new
old.
stuff.
I could only imagine what new shit has come up that way.
Well, I can only imagine what craziness is going on with you guys.
Right.
Dang. Drum. Well, I mean, anytime I talk to my mom, I already know. What happened this time? Who's in trouble now?
Uh-huh.
I'm not surprised. That's why I'm really happy I don't live in Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love my family, but I'm glad that we live a little ways away, so we can just kind of do our own thing.
Mm-hmm. You're fine.
He said, I'm going to be really quiet when I get home, okay? So I was like, yeah, Fabian's coming over. He's like, okay.
Watching this 7 foot
He's not
something.
He's 6'4". He just looks taller.
7'9".
My heels.
We make
Buff
it work.
American.
He is.
Just tiptoeing around his own home.
Yeah.
Being nice and polite. Eating sushi with tiny chopsticks.
Those are normal chopsticks, baby, and jeez.
Oh, they just look so tiny next to his hands.
Oh god. No, Keegan is definitely that's our oldest. He's definitely going to be as tall as if not taller. We already know.
Yeah, we're thinking that Kira might be taller than the boys.
Yeah.
She's
like,
so funny.
I'm the only girl. Watch out, guys.
That's gonna be so funny if she is.
She's cracking me up. She was cracking me up the other night when I stopped because Alex was in his seat and she was like sitting in the back, and then little baby. I was like, hello, buddy. Hi, then he started to cry, and I was like,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Don't cry, Bubba.
Yeah, he is the angriest of the kids.
I mean, what do you think was gonna happen when you had another one? You're like, nah, this one's gonna be super chill.
Oh, I know, right? We couldn't have 3 children in a row.
No, you gotta have that little angry one.
Yeah, the angry one. And of course, it's the one that looks like the most like me.
Yeah, I was gonna say he looks just like you. Like Alex looks like you for sure, but he definitely took a lot. Like the boys definitely look like their dad for sure. Kira, I think, got a good blend, but the boys are definitely all you. Like even if you're like, no, I don't know who those kids are.
Yeah, all right. Good luck with that one.
I mean, that's how it is with mine because they're so pasty.
Yeah.
So pasty white.
So pasty white. Yeah, that's all your fault. He actually has a little bit of color.
Oh, ouch. Ouch, my dude. I try to. Doesn't work very well. I mean, I'm not saying I don't go outside. I do go outside. I just can't tan. I went on a hike the other day. It was overcast, like 70 degrees, and I still got a sunburn.
Oh my god. Oh man.
My face was burnt. The back of my arms were burnt. I was like, what? What is this? I didn't notice because those are the best kind of hikes.
Yeah, I'm sure.
We normally go every Wednesday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Sorry, man.
What time?
Wednesdays at 12. We pick a place, like we pick a trail. I think we did Eisenhower Trail the first time. And then we picked the second time, they went somewhere because I couldn't go that day. And then the third time we went and started on Ingram Trailhead and hiked from there.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, the Ingram Trailhead one was definitely a lot dirtier. A lot grosser. We found this really cool like rock you could climb up and look out, but it was completely spray painted, which was still kind of cool.
Yeah.
But I mean, instead of like flowers and critters, we just saw clothes and condoms. So
okay, all right,
very Ingram, very.
I mean, it's Ingram.
Yeah, there's gonna be a trailhead named after that place for sure. It's that one. Like fits the aesthetic.
Yeah.
To a T. So I don't know where we're going next time. They're going somewhere today, and then probably not next Wednesday. I don't know yet if we're gonna go or not.
Oh, I appreciate you.
Of course.
You know, setting aside or getting away from Ingram Trail to do this one.
We weren't gonna do Ingram Trail this time, okay? It smells weird. Smells about how Ingram Mall did the time they had a sewer leak. That thing went on for like 6 months, if not more. They didn't even fix it. I was like, y'all gross.
Gross.
I'm really glad I don't work there anymore.
Oh, shit. And of course, the one time I go to try to visit you, you don't even work there anymore.
No, I'm like, I'm up out of this place. So the day I got my new job, I put in my 2-week notice. I waited. You know, gotta have something lined up. But I went interviewed for it, and they were like, yes, we want to offer you this job. And now they were like, we had no idea what we were getting, but oh my gosh, this is the best.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, y'all are going to be real sad in a few months. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. But I don't have a choice, so.
Yeah. Off to greener pastures.
Oh, it's fine.
Fend them off.
He's got it.
He's good.
Yeah, he's got it.
He's got it. So that's why I like to do these things in like, you know, personal locations. Just kind of, you know, get a glimpse into, you know, a little bit of life. Yeah, the kids are, you know, off in their rooms, but you know,
yeah, they're still here.
They're still here, and this is the, you know, life you built despite everything that you've had to put up with for as long as you've had to put up with, and all the pain and having a stroke at such a young age, and it's just a lot of stuff that you've already gone through, and it's, you know, it's pretty amazing that can't even tell.
No, I mean, it may be a crazy weird life, but it's mine.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm not gonna lie and say I wouldn't change a thing. It'd be really nice not being pain all the time. That would be really great. But it's my life, so.
Yeah.
I got a pretty good support system, so I'm not complaining.
Yeah, that's true. You do.
He looks pretty great in uniform.
That is America's ass.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I wouldn't change mine either. Yeah, it does a lot of weird things, but it also gives me a lot of quirky qualities that I
Yeah.
like. So, whatever.
That's what helps you make friends. They're
Yes,
like,
sir.
oh, look, you're as weird as me. Great, we can
Yes!
be friends. Let's do it. Just put Fabian to bed before 4 margaritas, right?
Before
Before 4 margaritas.
Oh my Oh my god. Yeah.
Yeah, 5 margarita Fabian should have already been in bed asleep.
Yeah.
But he was like, I'm gonna drink this margarita.
Uh-huh,
And we
yeah.
were like, that's a bad idea.
Yeah.
And Jessica was like, come on, let's go to bed. No, I don't. And then you called somebody.
Damn Zoom meetings. Oh, my cousin Jason. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it was COVID. We had to hang
Yeah.
out sometime.
We did.
We were like, Zoom COVID. Yeah, we'll all play games. That was fun. That was fun. It was fun trying to figure that out.
Yeah, it was.
Mm-hmm.
It was. Good times.
Yeah,
Alright.
we have some different cards now, so you'll have to remember that.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
We hang out again. It's been a while. Well, alright. I think this one's gonna end up now. This is a really good one. Thank you for
Oh,
bringing
you're
this one, because
welcome.
I know we talk about these things a lot, so I
Yeah.
don't want to over.
Nah, it's okay.
Yeah, there's only so much you can talk about chronic illnesses
Yeah.
and things like that with with people
I mean,
who
it's
still
weird.
yeah.
It's almost like it's chronic.
I know, right? But I just wanted to capture something for
Mhm.
the people who have to deal with similar issues. There are just all sorts of other people carrying on, for one reason or another.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's just because there's no other choice.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's because your children, your family. Sometimes it's out of spite.
Sometimes you're just like, fuck the world.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna die yet, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. This disease ain't gonna take me. There's
Uh-uh.
all sorts of those people.
Yeah. You
What?
can do it.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so thank you very much for joining us on this episode. Thank you very much,
Welcome.
Tina, for sharing your experience, and y'all take care.